Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're doing another installment in the Luxury Will I Buy It series. But here on my channel, we like to add a little French twist. So for collections we do want, we say oui, but for collections we don't want, we say non merci. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Thank you for joining me this morning to get our steps in at the mall. We're going to do our laps, look at all the department stores, check out all the beauty counters, and see what's new and bubbling up on the horizon. So first up, we have ColourPop, the ColourPop of luxury, striking again. All of the accounts that I'm using, they're listed down below. Please go ahead and check them out. This is Miss Sharon Rulala and Amit Beauty Talk. So we have photos here of a new formula from Chanel. This is a cream powder blush series. So this is a unique powder containing sage oil that turns into a cream texture after being applied on the face and has a velvet matte finish. So I have not tried these, I haven't seen them. I've heard that these will be coming out in Canada in early September. So we still have a few weeks to wait still. So it's interesting. So it's a cream powder formula. So I believe once you start to manipulate the product, it sort of melts possibly. That sounds super interesting. I think that's a very interesting formulation here. Now there are 5 colors in this selection here. And I know what you're going to say. Where did the little blush applicator go? Listen, over a decade ago, Chanel used to have cream blushes. Back when I still worked at the brand, they had cream blushes and they did not have a blush applicator. That's how you could tell the difference. You had the powder and the cream, and the cream one didn't have a little blush applicator. So this doesn't look like a step down or a downgrade. It looks like the older version. So I just wanted to point that out before people start canceling them for not putting a little applicator there. They didn't have one before, so I guess they didn't add one this time. The color selection, I'm not sure about. Maybe some of the really light beige, light pinks. It's just that I'm seeing a lot of like orangey red. You know how I feel about orangey red. Obviously, a blush on the cheek, you do want some color. It's just that I'm seeing a lot of red being pulled underneath here. So I really do think I need to see these in person. I need to swatch them, need to apply them on the face. I think that this is a very interesting release. I like the new formulation. I like that they're bringing the cream blushes back. A lot of people really miss them, especially when they first discontinued them. A lot of clients really wanted them, so I'm glad that these are back. Will I love the colors? That will be to be determined. So this is a peut-être, a maybe, a pretty firm a maybe. I mean, I would get one, not all 5, that's for sure, but a maybe. Moving over to Amit Beauty Talk here, we have a new galet and Pucci fall collection, fall collab here. So this is the galet fall seasonal beauty collection here, and it's a collaboration with Pucci, the fashion house. Wow, this is an explosion of color. So this pattern that you see here, all of those beautiful colors, that's actually a staple for Pucci. They just come out with different colors. So this pattern here, I think it's called Marmo, if I remember correctly. It's a distinct pattern for the house of Pucci, and you'll see it in different hues. I don't know if I love the color story for the eyeshadow specifically. I love the compact, the case, I think that looks gorgeous, the gold with all of those bright colors, and I'm just not sure. Like, I love what it looks like to be a scarf, like that just looks, it looks really pretty. I'm just not certain about the color selection for the eyeshadow quad. I love purple, and there is a stark white, a black, and then a red. I'm not sure what to do with that. To me, it looks sort of like they wanted the eyeshadows to be matched to the pattern, but there's no purple, so I'm not sure where they got the purple from. If they did a matchy-matchy situation where the eyeshadows matched the case, I think that could have been more interesting if they had chosen a different pattern, maybe. Or they could have stuck with this pattern and then done gold, because it looks like there's like a couple different shades of gold, some that are darker. So they could have done maybe a light and a dark gold and then a black and then a blue, but even that, I don't know. Or maybe like a yellowy gold and a green and a black. I don't know. It's just that the purple and the red and the black, oof, those are all very strong colors. And then you have a harsh white, like that just looks like a stark white. It's not like a light champagne. It's not like a little taupe. It's just that all four of those shades to me almost look like anchor colors. You know, sometimes you get a palette and there's one strong anchor that's supported by the rest. To me, these are all anchors, and so I'm a little bit worried they're all gonna clash. Yeah, oof. Those are my thoughts. Moving on to the lipstick cases. So I think the cases are going to fly off the shelf like that because, I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous. Very pretty, very easy to buy. That looks really stunning. It looks like some sort of cosmetic case or a pouch behind that. Don't quote me, but that's what that looks like behind. Very pretty, very stunning, very colorful, very inviting. I think that's very interesting for a brand to collaborate with another brand. And it makes sense for Guerlain because Guerlain is a perfume house first and foremost. A lot of the brands at the department store, they're also a fashion house. Guerlain is perfume followed by skincare and makeup. They do not do fashion, they don't do clothing, so it makes sense to collaborate with a clothing brand. A lot of brands on the market do everything, so it might be harder for some brands to do this, but this, I think it's interesting. So yeah, lipstick case, I'm certain it's going to go really well. Same thing with the meteorite pearls. I do have the meteorite pearls, I have the compact, I have the loose pearls. I don't need this, but I think that if you don't have them, this is an excellent splurge. It looks gorgeous. Again, I just love the colors. I just think it's so pretty. I just love the vibrancy. I think it's very, very pretty. There's also some sort of cushion here, a cushion foundation. I'm not super into cushion foundations, so this one for me is an easy pass, but it might be an easy splurge for you. And then we have this terracotta bronzer. Now, I'm a little bit apprehensive because I've purchased a terracotta bronzer from a seasonal release and it was an overspray. I felt so betrayed. It was I think it was a holiday one. I don't remember, but it was supposed to be bronzer, blush, highlighter, and it was just an overspray. So I did one swatch and it just disappeared. And now it's a bronzer, which is fine. But if I had known that it was simply a bronzer, I would not have purchased it. So this says it's just a terracotta bronzer. It says Guerlain X Pucci. It looks like it has a bit of pink to it. So is it a bronzer, blush, highlighter combination? Because it looks like it has a little bit of radiance. I'm going to have to look at the fine print and zoom in and see if it's an overlay or overspray. If it's an overspray, absolutely not. I've been burned before and I'm not interested. But if it's something that stays all the way, because I've been spoiled recently with the Sisley blush here where the embossing in the pattern goes all the way down to the bottom of the pan. Nothing mixes. I'm a little bit spoiled by that. So if this is the case for Guerlain, yes. And look at the little case. It's like you just put it in there. Isn't that so pretty? That is very pretty. Very extra. I would say 10 out of 10 for the execution of the pattern and the color and the creativity, but to be determined if I actually get anything. I don't know. Peut-être. It's a maybe. It's a peut-être. Okay, moving on to Tom Ford. I've already shown this to you. This is the Soleil Neige, but I wanted to show you the quad here because I have a little, not a promo photo, but I have a little swatch here of this quad. So this is going to be a very neutral, dare I say, boring looking palette, but those palettes that look boring in the palette look the most flattering on the eyes. So this is just a little swatch here. This is a promo photo of a swatch, or you know what I mean? Like sometimes we just have to take it with a grain of salt, but to me, this looks very promising. All the colors look very saturated. They look gorgeous. And I love that second shade. It's like a taupey mink iridescent. I think that looks very lovely. I think that one is, I'm very excited about that. This way over Guerlain. I just think practicality. This you could use by itself. The one from Guerlain, I don't know. I don't know if you can use that by itself. I mean, technically, but it might be difficult. This looks like a no-brainer, a type of workhorse product. So I wanted to show that little swatch here to you. I think for me, that's probably a Oui, more than likely, unless I swatch them in person and the quality is terrible, but fingers crossed, no. Okay, so moving on to Sophia Sees Beauty. She has a collaboration with SM Cosmetics, and this is a brush set. So it's a curated brush series here, and fun fact, I have them. She sent them to me, so I haven't had a chance to use them yet, but I will very soon here on my channel. So it's a curated set of eyeshadow and then also some cheek brushes as well, so you can kind of do a little bit of everything. Congratulations to Sophia. I can't wait to use them. So I've never tried SM Cosmetics. I don't know if it's SM. I apologize for my ignorance, but I haven't tried their brushes yet. I imagine it's sort of like Sigma or maybe Refer quality. I will see. I'll go ahead and review them in a video and try them out, but that's very exciting. So obviously it's a Oui because I have them. I'm just waiting to use them up. Back over to a Meet Beauty Talk and Tom Ford. So there are these two new eyeshadow palettes that I think are already out on the market in certain regions here. It's the 01 Metallic Mauve or 02 Rose Veil. These look very pretty. So for me, the first one, Metallic Mauve. Wait, do you say mauve or mauve? Sound off in the comments. I think that these look so pretty. This is a promo photo, but I think that there are starting to be some reviews out there, so there might be actual photos to be seen very shortly. These eye color quads are a new formula as well. So Tom Ford is doing a bunch of new stuff, like they have been and they will be. So this is a new formula. So I'm really interested in trying that out. I have high hopes that it's good and not just meh. And they're also redoing all of their lipsticks. But the lipsticks, I've heard, is only going to come out in Canada in the next year, so in the spring. Anyway, I think that's very exciting. For me, the 01 Metallic Mauve is a Oui. Yeah, that's for me. The other one, probably not. So moving over to Shanta Kai. They have a new collection here. I think this is their fall collection. It's the limited edition earth toned cheetah collection. It is exhausting that everything is limited edition. I do find that very exhausting. Across the board, I find that very exhausting that everything is limited edition, not just Shanta Kai, but all the brands. But I wanted to show this to you because I think that this looks really nice. I think that this trio of neutrals looks really pretty. Like, it just looks very simple, a no-brainer, easy to use, just go ahead and use them. They look really goof-proof. I don't really see how you could go wrong wearing these colors. I like that it's only 3. A quad is really nice, but sometimes you only need like 2 or 3. So I think that's really nice. And it reminds me a little bit of the Elephant palette from years ago. I bought that years ago and I loved it. I haven't used it in a while, but I did love that when the Elephant palette came out. It was just very simple, very straightforward. So I think that's really pretty. I think the lipsticks look really boring. They come out with the same ones over and over again, so I would definitely skip the lip veils, but I just wanted to show you this collection here. I think I would want to see this at the counter and just see what the palette feels like, because a couple, like, I guess in the summer, I saw their summer collection. I forget what it was called, but it was like the bronzers and the blushes. And I just picked them up just like this, and they felt so light. Like, it felt like the component to the actual case had nothing to it. Like, it just felt really light. It felt a little bit cheap, I'll be honest. So I want to see if this feels like luxury for that price tag. I don't know if the prices are listed here. Yes, for the trio, it's 100 Canadian plus tax. So it better not feel cheap. Okay, so moving on to Sisley. They have 2 new beauty products, especially for the eyes. So the first one here is La Ligne Noire, the black line. This is their new liquid liner. It looks like a felt tip a little bit. It's a high intensity eyeliner that creates an intense black line with one stroke, defining and adding depth to the eye. Soft yet firm. Okay, I think that looks really promising. I have been more into winged eyeliner recently this past year. I do think it just elevates a look. It adds a makeup-y look without actually adding a ton of product to your face. However, this looks really expensive. Obviously it's Sicily. So this one is 83 USD plus tax. That's a lot for an eyeliner. I don't know what other properties this could have. It's supposed to be long lasting and waterproof. It's supposed to be suitable for sensitive eyes and contact lens wearers. I don't wear contact lenses, but if you do, leave a comment and let us know if, as a contact lens wearer, you have issues with cosmetics, because maybe this is a good product for that. Yeah, that's expensive. I'm using the one from Chanel recently. It's basically the same one from Chanel, just like a black line. I really like it. I don't remember how much this was, but I don't think it was $100 Canadian. I don't think so. I don't know. It's just a lot of money to justify on an eyeliner. And you still have to have the skill to apply it. It's not like it's guaranteed to be perfect and even every time. So probably no, like realistically, no merci. Unless there's like a sale with lots of gifts, maybe, but even then, we'll see. And as well, they have launched a new Phyto Noir mascara. This is Volume and Lift mascara, and this is supposed to be revitalizing and fortifying as well. 3 colors, black, deep brown, and blue. Now, they're winning points with me for going blue. I love that. I think that a deep blue is very classic. I think navy is classic and chic, but this is 80 USD plus tax. This does remind me of the Shanta Kai Fossil Longest Lash Mascara, where it's a mascara with eyelash treatment. It is a really good mascara, but it's very pricey. Some people swear by that because it does just give you really great lashes, especially for someone who loses lashes, has issues with density. I haven't tried this yet. Will this be as good? Am I going to feel, or am I going to see a sort of lash fortifying effect? I better for that price, especially because mascara is something you need to replace every couple of months. At best, you can keep a mascara for 6 months. So, I don't know. If I did get one, I probably would get black because that's one I would use every day. Blue, I love, but I know that I won't use a blue mascara every day. So when I buy one, I kind of know I'm not going to get my money's worth in a sense. It's a pretty deep peut-être, a pretty deep maybe. And last but not least, we have Givenchy. This is technically their holiday. I know it's nauseating to talk about that already, but it's here and I wanted to share this with you. So technically, this claims to be inspired by the streets of Paris. I have to say, I don't see it. So sorry, but I don't see it at all. I love Givenchy. I think they make great products. Their mascara, L'Interdit, spectacular. Their powders, spectacular. Lip products, perfumes, foundations, like they make great products. I've seen this so much. Like this, I don't know. Every year they come out with a face powder and a highlighter that's limited edition, special, blah, blah, blah. They do like to do special cases, sort of like Guerlain, but they don't feel quite as luxurious. This could be, I don't know, I'm looking at close up here of the cases. Maybe it's very embellished, maybe it's very textured. Like it doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look that inspiring. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know. Like it's fine, but I'm just like, this looks very similar. And the eyeshadow palette, I love a blue, but this is 9 shadows. And I do like that they're mixing lots of neutrals with a blue. That way it's very easy to use. It reminds me of Chanel when they came out with that, what was that mermaid palette, Rivage, at the beginning of this year. So you had 3 neutrals and 1 blue, spectacular palette. So this here you have 8 neutral tones and 1 blue. So if you buy this, go in looking at this as a neutral palette with 1 fun pop of color. you don't have to wear the blue every time. So I do love that. I would rather see a quad. Like you could do the first row and then the blue. That's all I want, really. Like that's what I want. I want the first row of colors and the blue. Also, I've heard that their eyeshadows are not that spectacular. I personally, I've never tried them because I don't want 9 eyeshadows. I don't know. I'm also just really not getting the Parisian vibe here. Like a couple weeks ago, Dior did their Paris Plan collection, and that I can feel it. Let me get that palette. This one here. So the pouch has literally the map of Paris on here. You have different iconic locations. This to me, I feel it. I feel the vibe. I feel the inspiration. I feel transported. This is the palette I got. The blue one, of course, so pretty. You can tell it's well loved, but with this release here, I can see it. I can see the inspiration. I can see the vibe. I can feel it. This one here, I don't really feel it. So that's a pretty big non merci. Non merci for me. Anyway, that is it for today. That is it for my Will I Buy It? I like to do these because I think it's interesting and important to figure out what is actually worth spending our money on, what's coming out on the horizon. So I hope you take the time to subscribe to my channel. I do one of these videos every couple of weeks because there are so many releases coming out. And I hope you take the time to leave a comment. Let me know which collections are interesting to you. Maybe there are ones that I'm not interested in that you are interested in. Please let me know why in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Anyway, that's all I have for you for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.